Mark Gappel is a choreograph from Charkiv, Ukraine, and currently he is in Germany, in Baden-Württemberg. How was your integration into the local artist scene here in Germany as a Ukrainian choreographer? The other local people here who are in the dance scene were friendly, or rather look you as a new concurrence, or how is this here?
It was not about concurrence, it was about helping, about just to help with communicate here, to connection, and everybody of them was like so interested about how we can communicate with them, how we can collaborate with them, and maybe mostly people of them give me a new contact, new possibility to move on and to be with their choreo, because here I think is the people is smart. It's not about concurration, it's more about art, and it's my opinion that it shouldn't be as concurration. It should be like we're growing up all together and they are the same. So my integration was, my integration is now going and growing, and I'm happy with it, that people is open with their mind, with their soul, and we have some same synchronic vibration inside us. It's maybe not just about Europe, it's about dance, about art, because if you are creator, you will understand another creator. It's like this, I think.
How is the contemporary dance scene in Ukraine? As of, for example, here in other sides of Europe, some people know about Kiev Bolshoi ballet, but not so much about the modern dance, contemporary dance, or even hip-hop breakdown, other styles.
In Ukraine we have a lot of dancers and a lot of stylists. It's not just about contemporary or classic dance. Ukraine is mostly dance country. I mean, there is a lot of academy or university who is making some dancing, and they're searching themselves there, and a lot of people, dancers and artists and choreographers who was born in Ukraine, who was studied there, and they are just go around the world, and it's so popular also like here in German, but here is a little bit differently, because here, in my opinion, the people takes this one what they need. I mean, they don't need money, they have this money, for example, but in Ukraine they think about money, and I think it stopped them to go to move on in them spirit life. I mean, it's just about physics. Yes, I should growing up with my physics because I need to take money for my family. Here in Europe it's a little bit different history, and it's history more about spirit, and with the experiment the artists go more deeper in soul. They have this possibility to go deeper and open some new border for this, just go through the border. Is that different? But about many of people who are dancing and feeling and doing this, I think is the same, something like this.
What possibilities you have here now to work, to engage your art in the theater scene or dance or performances? What projects are you currently working in?
Now I work with few projects. It's one about theater. It's not a lot, there inside not many dance, but the moves, what they're doing is from the dance. So roots is the dance, I mean. And there's like spectacle. I don't know how it would be on English. It's like performance. Yeah, it's a performance, but from theater. And they are making some storytelling. They are speaking with each other, and they also have some point there where they are dancing and all of this stuff. So we go in January to Ravensburg, and we will do there a perform with theater. It's the first point what I do, first project. The second project is about Ukraine spirit, Ukraine humanity, and Ukraine soul. How we are growing up, how we understand the world, and which celebrating and which mind we have. So I mean, I want to show how works Ukrainian soul from the inside, and it's about also helping to Ukraine. I want to collect money for the army, for volunteers, and for the city who need this money. And I want to invite the German and the people from the whole country who can come and just to watch on this show. It would be with the Ukrainian dancers. Maybe someone from them will be not from Ukraine. So it's this second project. And the source I can say like I work point by point. So I just take some inviting. I go, I do workshops and master classes, and then I go from it for another workshop and master classes. It works like this.
How is the current war affecting the Ukrainian artist society? For example, I have seen some Facebook posts from Kiev which are telling that there is no electricity, there are many problems, but for example, some choreographs are working together and making performances to show the city that here is also power for life and for arts, and there are still many artists, also singers and other artists working to keep the spirit of the people, but also many of them moved out from the country and make the voice of the artist society and also the arts to show for the people in European Union or other countries, other continents, to focus on Ukraine and the situation. How is the current artist scene in Ukraine in this situation?
You was already answer on your question. Is that about spirit? Is that about protect and help to each other? Because art is the first. Art is the first help for your soul. And if you are creation, you will create to everywhere. Without lights, without it, if you don't have light but you are at home, you will create. Because I know this point when I just sit and I don't have nothing. I need to do something. And I want that to share with my round to what I do, and maybe someone from them want to participate, and for example to do some concert to collect money to our life if we didn't have possibility to work now, with the artists, and I know it from my colleague. They are still in Ukraine, and we just connecting with them, and we spoke and we speak a lot about art and how we can move on and how we can just be with it in this not easy time. I mean, so, and I think it depends from your wish. If you are have fire inside you, you will do it everywhere, every time.
Have you ever been to Hungary? And if yes, then what have you experienced there as artist or as private?
In Hungary?
Hungary?
No, I
No, haven't been. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay. And in which other countries outside Ukraine have you been making choreography, and how similar or how different are the local dancers, the people from Ukraine, for example, like in Turkey or European Union?
The important thing that when I was in another country, I was in Turkey, I was in Europe, it was ship traveling. I was working inside the ship on the stage, and I was working with my team there, and I didn't touch with I touched with another dancer, choreographer, and they are the same, you know. I mean, they have some creation, some difficult mind and difficult thing to understand it for the people who are not creation, who are not dancer or choreographer. But for me, I was understanding them in the one language. I mean, body language. It's English or something like this. We just connect with each other and we feel each other. That's what I mean. It's about feeling. When I was in Turkey, there was a lot of dancers. We live in one building all together, and we share with each other our experience. And it was for me, the difference was just a language. So one of them spoke on Spanish or Italian or something, but they also can speak English, and I understand them like I understand my dancer. I mean, from my country, it's Ukrainian, because of art. Is that answer on your question?
Yeah, it's a honest answer, yes.
And also, you asked me about project. I forgot one project what I'm working now. I work with in international project is for 14-year-old teenager till 26-year-old. They come from Azerbaijan, from Pakistan, they are refugee here, and this project took them time and make some creation, and there is puppetry. It's like they make like mask with something, or there's some costume with interesting. It's like you come from another planet, you know. And there is also singer and dancers and musicians who can make some rhythm. And all this topic in one, it could be interesting with international artists, and they are amateurs, they are not professional. So is that interesting to connect this all, sing and percussion and all this thing together. It's interesting.